Queenstown, the vacation capital of New Zealand, sits in splendid isolation on the shores of Lake Wakatipu, with rugged mountains and the beauties of nature all around. The remarkable mountains are on one side and the Alps are on the other. While most famous for outdoor activities like boating, hiking, jeep rides, and hundreds of other lively options, Queenstown is also a fine little town for strolling, full of active shops and restaurants in a well-planned, compact area, just 5 blocks square with a superb pedestrian mall.
We'll take you on a little stroll now through Queenstown and show you some of their main shopping streets. So let's go take a walk and have a look at them. Running right through the middle of Queenstown is the Queenstown Mall. It's a short pedestrian promenade lined with shops and cafes on both sides.
It's really the heart and soul of town. It's the center of the action. There are some very good restaurants here, for example, the Tatler and Chicos, along with some wine shops and boutiques and specialty shops. This is a great public place, especially when you include the nearby streets and the waterfront, which extends from the end of the Queenstown Mall. There's a network of little side streets and a lovely promenade along the lakefront, making this downtown a most desirable and entertaining location. They've got a beach, and you could swim in the lake, although it's pretty nippy.
They say that the average temperature of the water never varies more than a few degrees throughout the year because the lake is 3 miles deep, scooped out by the glaciers, as most of the landforms around here were. The mountains, the valleys, all carved out by the glaciers eons ago.
And that's why we have such a dramatic landscape. These mountains are the Southern Alps, as they're called, and they're among the most vertical mountains in the world.
And then the town itself is really cute. It's only a small place. It's about 5 blocks wide and 5 blocks deep, right along the lake shore.
Queenstown is small enough to have the atmosphere of a quaint village and yet large enough to have plenty to do in 3 days. Your first instinct will be to explore the town center on foot, which will keep the shoppers happy and satisfy all hunger with some of those 300 restaurants and cafes. It's very easy to find your way around by just casually wandering within this little zone. There are plenty of shops and cafes and bars and postcard places, a lot of clothing boutiques, and outdoor gear shops as well. It figures that in such an active outdoors area like this, you'd find some really excellent shops with sporting goods, offering a good range of high-quality hiking gear and clothing and backpacks and shoes and boots. After all, with all of these experienced outdoors people visiting, they've got a high level of customer, and they've got to provide real quality goods to make the sale here. And of course, there are souvenir shops selling products made in New Zealand, such as the ubiquitous sheepskin and delicious local foods, including various jams and fruits. The other kinds of popular souvenir is anything with New Zealand printed on it, like t-shirts, coffee mugs, and wall hangings. So you'll find plenty to keep you busy here in Queenstown. On the one hand, it's wonderful to simply relax in this town, shop and dine, gaze at the lake and mountains, and enjoy a short boat ride, which is all that many of the visitors actually do here. But Queenstown is mostly about the scenery that's all around it. You could take active advantage of the opportunity and plunge into nature's bosom. This is Adventure Central, so whatever your passion, you can find it here. For example, some of the best excursions out of town to consider are cruising on scenic Milford Sound, jeep riding into the backcountry, jet boat on the Shotover River, cable car ride up Bob's Peak, touring the local vineyards, flying across the Southern Alps. Now, if you've got more time and gumption, you could add on other activities such as horseback riding, whitewater rafting, bungee jumping, paragliding, parasailing, canyoning, mountain biking, skydiving, motorcycling, fishing, hiking, fly-by-wire, and 300 other assorted thrills in this South Island adventure paradise.